Hey guys, what's up? CJ with Canopy Landscape here. Gonna be doing another video today. We don't know how it's gonna come out. We don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try. I am going to attempt to do a muffler mod on my Husqvarna 572 XP. These mufflers are kind of hard to mod. They're a weird shape. I've done some research into it, seen what other people do, and they've all agreed. The guys that port saws, build saws, they all say that it's a tough muffler to do. West Coast Saw says they struggle to even get their muffler mods on these mufflers. So we're gonna attempt to do it. We're gonna see how it comes out. If I ruin it, I guess I have to buy a new muffler. Whatever, it's part of it. But I would like to get some more power out of this. Doing a muffler mod is definitely a good way of getting a little bit more power without breaking into the engine. So we're gonna start off with that. If that works and we like it, I mean, eventually I'm gonna have to do a piston on this. So when I do, I'll probably lose the gasket on the head, and that will give us a little bit more power. Because it's going to drop down the, raise the compression. But for now, we're just going to stick with the muffler mod, see how it works, and go from there. See if we notice the difference. I run this saw a lot. It's my main saw that I run, so I have a pretty good understanding of what it feels like, what it sounds like when it's running correctly with a sharp chain and everything. So I guess we'll get to it and see if this works out, because I only halfway know what I'm doing. So we're just gonna go for it. So as I was saying, this is the muffler on the 572 XP. It's kind of a pain, a weird shape for sure. But we're gonna see what we can do. What I've noticed a lot of people do with this is they drill a hole in here and they solder in a metal pipe so that we have more airflow going out instead of just off this top part right here. So that is my plan. I am going to put a hole in there, put a pipe in there, solder it in, and see if that works. I had to buy some stuff for this. Of course, all my drill bits are dull, so I had to buy a new set of drill bits. My step bit that I have is completely trash, so I had to buy a new one. I didn't realize how expensive these were, because I haven't bought one in years. But boy, it was like $50 for this thing. So, just, just remember that when you're getting into it. I also bought metal spacers, steel spacers. I gotta decide which size I want to use. I got a 5/8. I think this is the one that I'm gonna use, because I don't want to have too much modification with it, since I don't have engine work done, because it's gonna throw it off. The other size is a 3/4. Looking at that, I think it might be a little too big. No, that might be better off on like the 395. So I think I'm gonna end up using this 5/8 steel spacer. Like I said, the plan is to drill in right on this corner, somewhere in there. Have to drill a hole, take the step bit, get it tight enough where the spacer will fit snugly, and then solder it in. I also don't have any big gas left, so we're gonna attempt to do it with a small propane torch. If that doesn't work, I have my cutting torch. I can grab. It's just a hassle to pull all that out just to solder something. So we're gonna try and do it with propane. It's gonna take a while to get hot enough. I should have bought MAP gas while I was at the store, but I totally spaced it out. So I guess what we're gonna do is pull the saw apart, pull the muffler off, and inspect everything, take a look, and go from there. So there are 4 bolts that hold on this muffler. To make it easier to see, pull off your cover. You can see in there. It is a Torx. don't know what size. This is one of my Torx scrunches from maybe my backpack blower, but it is the right size. So let's see if we can pop them, get these out of here. These back ones are a little hard to get at, but that's why if you pull off your cover on the back, you can see what you're doing a lot better. Because your handbrake gets in the way, but when you pull off that cover, you have a lot more light to be able to see. This one I wish I had a drill with the right size torque. Well, this one, because that would be a lot nicer. A lot faster too. But I am not trying to go search for the right size extension torque. I know I have them. They're just in a case somewhere with my old construction stuff that I don't really use anymore unless I need it. And it's just more work than the extra 30 seconds it's going to take to loosen these bolts by hand. Alright, well, we got it almost off. You are going to have a metal cover and a crush gasket. You can replace that crush gasket if you want. I'm just going to use the same one because I am lazy. Kind of clean this out in there. You do get dirt, but you also don't want to blow anything up into the cylinder because that will definitely not be good. So orientate it. That's throw the gasket off. What I might do too, because I'm not really worried about fires around here, probably pull this screen out because that will open it up a lot more too. We'll see how that goes. Should be easy to replace if it messes it up too much, but we are gonna want to mark it somewhere in there, so I am gonna just throw it back in by hand and kind of orientate where I'm gonna want the pipe and where to drill it. So I marked the pipe. I think this is where we're gonna go. Just gonna put our exhaust port right in there. The only problem that we might have is it's kind of a 2-layer thing right here. I don't really want to break this, but I don't have any other good options. I mean, I guess I could go like right on the front, but I'd rather go at the side a little bit. So I'm thinking that we'll go right in here. We might have to grind this down. It's an 1.5 inches long, so we might have to drop it down to like 1 inch or so once it's in. But I think right about there, we can't really put one on the other side because then it's gonna melt our handbrake. We definitely don't want that. So I think right in here is our best option. Well, we got some fresh drill bits, so should make it a lot easier to drill in. So we're gonna start small, and then we're gonna take our step bit and take it nice and slow, so we can hopefully do this the right way. I also don't have any good drills right now because all the batteries are dead. So we get the old trusty Porta cable. See how this works. Might have to find a punch or start really small. There's 7:30 seconds on here now, but I think because of the angle we're at, it doesn't want to work. Try and get in the we'll go see if that works. See see if these things break too. I'm not a big DeWalt drill bit fan. I tend to break a lot of them, but we shall see. Well, we're able to start small, so we'll step it up every so often. This thing's supposed to be special bits and they're spinning. Alright, well, we got our hole started. Now we're just gonna kind of pray that we're going in the right spot. So we're gonna take our step bit now and work our way up slowly but surely and checking it with our spacer. Get our step bit on now. Try and do this without ripping a hole in my hand. One thing that you're gonna want to do too is make sure that you get all of the particles out of this once you're done drilling it. Guess we probably should have checked the angle that we're at before. We're definitely off a little bit. Not too bad, I guess. That's why it helps to have a good drill too. But we are really close right there. Tap it in. You want it nice and tight. It is going to help out a lot. I think the thing that I'm fighting is inside here. There's a little plate probably for this baffle that I'm hitting a little bit. And we're kind of crushing the corner, but that's definitely in there good. So that is the rough mock-up. Definitely will end up, probably can't even see it. That's the rough mock-up of where it's at. So definitely end up cutting that down probably. But we'll definitely do that after it's soldered in. Also gotta find a grinding wheel, because I don't know if I have one. Yeah, I just burned through a bunch of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this back out. I'm gonna clean out the exhaust from all the metal shavings. If I have to blast out with the compressor, I will. Try and get all that out of there, because like I said, you don't want any of those somehow getting sucked back up into your cylinder head, because then you're going to blow the engine. While I have this all apart too, I am going to blast out the air filter. Probably run to the store and get a new spark plug, because that's the original one. I've never changed it. To It's looking a little hot. And it's definitely way overdue to change. Should have done it a while ago. So I shook all of the shavings out. Can't hear anything in there now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little sanding wheel, try and sand off some of the paint, sand it off. If not, I have a wire wheel around here. Do that, will help the solder stick a lot better. And then we're going to attempt to solder in. I am by far not a professional solderer. I never do it. I know how to do it. I never do. So we're going to see how it goes out. If I have to, I can pull out the welder and I can always weld it on. I'm a much better welder than I am at soldering. So we will see how it goes. While I'm at it, before I solder this in, I'm going to pull out the spark arrestor, which is just this little filter, a little mesh thing, because we do not need that right now. So definitely sanded that down a little bit. Hit a little bit more right in this corner. Hit it a little bit more right in that corner. But overall, looks pretty good. Tap it back in. So that's what it's going to look like. Pulled out the screen too. So now I can see right in. Like I said, this doesn't do much, but on the East Coast over here, I'm not doing logging, commercial logging, so this isn't a big deal. It's mostly just my firewood and tree jobs, so I'll take that out. But we're gonna attempt to solder this and see how it goes. Alright, well, footage might look a little bit different. I had to switch cameras because I broke my little camera. This is the normal one I use, the Sony HX80, and I knocked it off the workbench, and now the shutter won't open or close, and I can't see anything. So that's always fun. Here was like $600, but I gave up on soldering the muffler mod, and I just welded it. And let's see, see if we can make this work. Yep, so it's welded. It sounds really good, so we will have to put it to test. I'm going to throw a new plug in it. This one picked up some new plugs. So I'm going to throw a new plug in it, and we'll have to put it to the test and see how it goes. It's no idea if this is focused either. We're like 4 days later. Trying to figure this out. But figure we'll test the saw. Chain's not fully sharp, so it is what it is. But we will test it out and see how it goes. I would say it works pretty good. For the saw not being super sharp, like it's not freshly sharpened saw, it definitely ripped right through that red oak. So that's definitely good. Sounds pretty sweet too. So I'll probably just paint it at some point. I don't even know if this is focusing. Whatever. Trying to figure this camera out. I've only used it for photography, so. But I'll probably paint it at some point. Make it look pretty nice. But yeah, thanks for watching the little saw build. We did muffler mod on our Husqvarna 572 XP. Hopefully we'll have more videos coming soon. I would like to do a mod on 395 XP. See if we feel the difference. Maybe do some time cutting with that. Throw 2 brand new chains on it. One stock, one once we do the mods. See how that goes. But like I said, thanks again for watching. Feel free to subscribe, give us a like, follow us on Instagram at Canopy Landscape LLC, follow us on TikTok at the same handle, and have a nice day.